Welcome back to the Handy Hoarder. As promised, we're going to try out this little bottle cutter contraption that we made in one of the other episodes. If you didn't see that one, you might want to just go back and watch that one first. What I got here is an old beer bottle that I had kept up in the shed for the longest while. And I like the blue ones because they're nice to sandblast on. The sandblasting shows up really nice onto them. So what you got to do is just jam her in here like this. We got to make sure that our glass cutter is adjusted up to the right height. We don't want it too high. We just want it just to touch it here when you're holding down on it and make a nice score. So it's important you hold her in against the bottom here so it's nice and even. So hold her in tight and spin her around and you'll hear that scrunching noise. Like so. Now it's important not to overlap. You want to make sure you goes all the way around, but don't overlap your score. So you get a nice score on it like that, and on these blue bottles you can really see them good. So what we got to do now is we got to put them over a candle. And just stick the flame right by where the score is to. I don't know if you can see that very good there. And we'll just go around and around. And what you got to watch with this stuff is glass has demons in it. They're like built right in. And they're always trying to break it on you. And so don't be disappointed if you bust up a few of these. It's easy enough to do because you don't know what the quality of the glass is, or especially if it's beer bottles, if they happen to be reused, there might be a little nick into them or some sort of an imperfection that will cause the glass to break the wrong way. So you want to make sure it's nice and hot, but not too hot. And too hot, you know you're too hot when the bottle breaks and falls on the floor. So you don't want to be at that. So you get it nice and hot, and then we're going to take it, we're going to stick it down into a bucket of water, which I just so happen to have right here. And then it'll fall right in half, like so. Beautiful. Now, like I say, if you fool up a few of these, it's not a big thing. What you do have to be careful of, I always looks, when I does this, look for vertical cracks along here. If there's either vertical crack into it, you're going to have to either try to cut it off again, which probably won't work, or you're going to have to fire it in the garbage and do another one. So, if we got no vertical cracks, we're going to take it over to the belt sander. Now, here's my belt sander. I got one of those benchtop belt sanders here. And I like to put it on here like this. And I'll put my fingers on one side of it and thumb on top of it, and I'll just spin it around slowly. Like this as it's going. And then I'll take it off, let it cool for a second, and then I'll put it back on again. So I got like so. So lay it on very gently. Spin it like this. And then take it off and look at it. Then give it a second. Put her back on again. And take it off. Of course, you do that until you get down where it's all perfectly flat around here. And there's no little nicks or anything, imperfections, because when you get an imperfection, guaranteed it'll crack on you and you'll be all poisoned with it. So make sure you got all of them sanded out. So like I say, I like to use the blue glass because of the sandblasting. I have a little tiny sandblaster. And it doesn't take long at all. You just put it on. I used to put a bit of vinyl on there and cut it out by hand with an X-Acto knife, but it takes a fair while to cut it out, and in no time at all to sandblast it. So daughter has one of those Cricut machines, so she prints me off a stencil, sticks it on there, 2 minutes, 2 seconds to sandblast it, just, you know, pss, 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 done, and that's it. Looks very nice. Throw it out. Oh, bye.